SIEPR, at our core, we are trying to support research that is going to lead to better economic policy at the federal, state, and local level here in the US, and really throughout the world. Along with that, we have many programs to support people who are early in their career, students, early career scholars, to do great research in the economic policy arena. Simultaneously, we have a set of events through which we try to educate and energize our community about some of the most important issues in economic policy. Lots of different areas of it: tax policy, healthcare policy, monetary policy, and much, much more. We really try to bring together people from across the Stanford campus. At Stanford, many have overlapping interests, and SIEPR is a way to sort of bring together, to convene this group of scholars to help them exchange ideas, potentially collaborate. And I'm really proud of the fact that we've, I think, helped facilitate some really productive collaborations between faculty in different parts of Stanford. Homelessness has been soaring in California over the last several years, whereas in the rest of the US it's been falling. There's so much for Californians to be proud of, but there are some huge headwinds, and I think SIEPR is really well positioned to help address those. And one of the frustrations for me is that there is data on homelessness, and I think the people who collect it and assemble it are to be commended for the hard work that they're doing, but it's unfortunately really siloed. So you have city governments, county governments, state government, federal government, then you have different areas. We've seen data has been used very effectively in the private sector to allow companies to achieve things that we might never have thought possible. And I would really like to see that same kind of transformation in the public sector. We need to have much better real-time information that can allow us to not just tackle it today, but tackle it tomorrow and in the future. And what better state than California? California is arguably the world leader in technology and innovation, and I think that technology and innovation could be very productively applied to this social problem. I'm proud of the fact that SIEPR is nonpartisan. I think that different people have much to contribute here. I don't think any one person has all the answers, and I think bringing together people from diverse backgrounds with diverse perspectives could potentially help us get to a better place.
I reached out to 32 stakeholders. They are very diverse in terms of their background, their profession. So we have policymakers, nonprofit leaders, we have academics, we have people who are either formerly homeless or currently homeless, and people who are drug addicts in recovery. The homeless population is diverse, and there's really no one-size-fits-all solution. Some of them became homeless because they lost a job or they have a disability. They face a very big medical bill, so the economic hardship. But some others may fall into homeless because maybe they became addicted to drugs, or maybe they have a physical illness or mental illness. And then that also creates a vicious circle, because once you have drug addiction or mental illness, it prevents you from getting out of homeless. So you became perpetual homeless. It become a permanent condition. What I learned from this is just be humble. It's a very complicated problem, and then don't ever assume that I found the solution. As a researcher, a lot of times we are so focused on just looking at our data from a computer screen, and we sort of forget each data point on that computer screen represents a real person. And I think that's very, very important for researchers to keep in mind. And then when I reached out to homeless individuals who are really struggling on the daily basis, and I get to talk with them, had dinner with them, and I really get to appreciate how harsh their life is. And I get to appreciate their true challenges. It's not just something that you can ever think about in your office. I think to solve any problems, we need to be honest and acknowledge what's going on here.
It's frustrating to me sometimes to watch polarization happen on other economic policy issues. And I think it's fine to have differences of opinion, and those are always going to exist, and that's healthy. But I think getting people together to discuss their different opinions, have to defend them, and figure out, perhaps find some common ground, I think that could be really great for the sort of big set of things that the public and private sector are doing in this area. I also think that I would like the Stanford community to see homelessness as a fertile area for their research, their teaching. It's an important issue. I think it's incredibly important when one embarks on a research project to be agnostic about what you're going to find. And it's not always the case that there is an answer, one answer. It is often, it's a little hard to tell. The world's complicated. There's many things happening. I think that even if a person does come up with research findings, often they need to caveat those findings. There may be reasons that it's not all done and we can move on to something else. But it's incredibly important to not know the answer to the research before you start it.